Hello everybody, soybean farmer here. Well, I got home today and I'm all excited, feeling pretty good. Yesterday was the 4-week anniversary of that gallbladder removal surgery that I went through. So came in, changed clothes, come down here to the shop, flip this motor over so I could see the bottom of it, and couldn't remember exactly whether I was going to have to do this or not, but sure enough, as you can see what I'm pointing at right there, that's a mounting hole where I would mount the motor to the chassis. Another one right there, another one there, another one there, and they're not tapped. I guess they've always left this up to whoever buys their motor and whatever machine they're going to put it on to make up their own mind about how they're going to attach it. Now, the very first motor that was on this riding lawnmower, these holes were tapped. So when I replaced that motor with the motor that I am replacing with this motor, I ended up tapping these 4 holes. I decided, hey, if they were tapped, then I'll tap them. So here I am again in that same situation. I got these 4 holes got to be tapped. Now, thank God, that's aluminum. So aluminum's a whole lot softer than steel, so not so much of a big hard job. So I went and dug out my little homeowner type tap and die set, and got down here in the little box full of nuts and bolts that I threw together when I was taking things apart, and found the one of the 4 of the original bolts that needs to go in right here. And got to looking and trying to remember, and well, couldn't remember which one of the taps it was or what actual size of that bolt was. So I went and got this wonderful device, caliper, precision measuring instrument. And after measuring the hole size here with the caliper, like so, getting up on the inside of it, and then taking that measurement, transfer it over to here on the other side of the caliper, I was able to start measuring these taps and find the correct size. So I'm just about ready now to start this process of tapping these holes out, because that's the tap that's actually the correct size, and it's kind of worn. You can just barely see it because I've used this tool set a lot, but can't quite read what's on it because it's wore out. I don't know, maybe the camera will pick it up and I can read it on the computer, but I can't read it with my eyes. But anyhow, that's the one. So I found out all the years of using taps, the best cutting oil I've ever come up with to use is WD-40. It's thin. It won't cause an increase in pressure because it is thin, but it'll give you that lubrication you need to make a cut without scalding the piece of metal that you're cutting. Now, when you're tapping something, that's low speed. You're basically doing it by hand. So you don't really have heat as an issue, but you can get into some scalding if you don't pay attention to what you're doing. So I'm going to set the camera over here to the side, and probably start with that hole right there, and we'll get some threads cut in it. Well, let's see what happens, folks. Well, I've got the tap started, got about 2 rounds of threads cut in it. Now this is the T-handle that you use to put on the tap to hold it, and what you want to do is turn it about that far and then back up, and then come back in again, cut about that much more, and then back up. Now this is critical for you to be able to actually cut decent threads. You'll feel it start to bite, go about 1/3 of a turn, and back up. And you just basically, about that time about a quarter of a turn, I felt it get a little tight. Back up. You would never ever ever take this tool and just start spinning it in. You will mess up royal if you do that. And back up. And turn it slow with steady pressure. Don't try to grab it and force it with a whole bunch of pressure, because you're actually cutting metal. And then back up. Quarter turn on the cut is probably where you're going to end up once you get into it. The front of the tap is tapered, and I'm not into the full depth of the threads yet. Now, I thought about it the first time I replaced this motor, just going and getting some longer bolts, but that's the original bolt that was put in this lawnmower back in 1987 when it was manufactured by White Outdoor Products. And by cutting the exact same threads again, I've reused these bolts. So that was my choice, to cut the threads in the bottom of it. You got a lot of vibration in a lawnmower. Several people that I consulted with about this said they had always cut threads like this. It gave a tighter lockup between the motor and the chassis. Okay, now as I said about the oil, and since there's a hole that runs all the way through this, I'm going to stick that back there and give this another little shot of this oil right there in the flute, like that. You don't need to get real heavy-handed with that oil, but you do need a little bit on there. Alright, let's back to cutting. And back up. Now this is just probably going to be another, I don't know, 5 minutes of this. So basically I'm just going to be sitting here doing the same thing, quarter turn and back up. Not quite a quarter that time, but back up. You'll feel it when it starts to get really tight with you. You do not want to force this, or you'll end up with a mess. And be sure and keep plenty of oil on it. You don't have to saturate it, but you're going to need to apply a little bit of that oil every so often. Yeah, I'm feeling good. I'm actually sitting down here on the floor in the shop. I didn't try to take this out to the workbench. And I am feeling pretty doggone good. I got a real nice little treat when I got home today. Yeah, I logged on YouTube, see what was going on, and found out that cousin Scotty Rock Trains had gone out there by himself. I didn't get an invite to the party. I forgive you, cousin. But he had gone out there today by himself and figured out how to get a chain around that big rock and get it out of the field. So good job, cousin. That was something on, on the list of things to do, that you went out there and got it done. And I enjoyed your video. So everybody, what I'm talking about, there's a YouTube channel out there. It's my cousin. Today's his birthday. He's 4 years younger than me. But he's got a YouTube channel called, he started it a long time ago, and he basically started it based on his hobby. He enjoys model trains, and so he started his YouTube channel, called it Scotty Rock Trains, and he's got some farming videos on his channel. He got some videos of disking land, and he got some videos of pulling that subsoiler, and then he put one up today about getting that rock out of there. So everybody go over there and subscribe to Scotty Rock Trains. You can find him easily in my subscriber list, or if you take a look at the video I put up about the rock, you'll see his comment there. You just click on Scotty Rock Trains and it'll take you right straight to him. But go ahead and subscribe to him, because I got a feeling when we get into planting soybeans, you know, he's been helping me a lot since 2011 when I got real sick, had a real bad health problem that year. But he'll be on one tractor, I'll be on another tractor, and he'll make some videos and put them on his channel. So go ahead and subscribe, and you get an idea of what's going on out here on the little farm from what he's doing. That's Scotty Rock Trains. Okay, we're getting here. Now, you don't want to force this thing or you'll make a big mess. And I'm just thanking the Lord that this is aluminum. Steel, whew, you just about want to take this to a machine shop when you got to cut threads in steel. Steel's hard, aluminum soft. Okay, after I found the right socket, sprayed a little more oil on it. Take the bolt if everything's right, and you've got some trash in there, but I've blown it out. Now I can actually turn it in there, but I want to go ahead and wrong way, there we go. I don't want this motor sitting on that chassis and me under the lawnmower trying to figure out why this bolt won't go through these threads I just cut. So I'm going to run the bolt in now, and it is good and tight, which is exactly what I wanted. Now she's tight. You know, if you think you're tapping the right size hole and you got a bolt that has got any kind of lateral play like so, you did it wrong. It should be tight. There should be no lateral play in that thing. This mess we get from China ain't right. Either they don't know how to do it right, or they don't care to do it right. I'd rather say poor things, they just don't know how. You know, see, now you can see a little bit of trash on that it pulled out. That's why another reason I want to run in there. But I'm satisfied with that I've got the right size threads and the right depth threads. All I need to do now is go get me another cup of coffee and come back. See, wiping that out of the threads on here. Come back and do this 3 more times. Oh boy. Mechanic and you know, and this, I guess this is more like machining, cutting threads than mechanic. And the mechanic, he would turn the nut and bolt out, and the machinist would put the threads in. But I've always enjoyed doing this kind of stuff, so I'm happy as a I think about the farmer up on the farming life. I'd say I'm as happy as one of his calves that just got a nice bottle. Well, everybody, it's been Soybean Farmer sitting out here moving along a little bit with his lawnmower motor replacement project. And everybody, thanks for watching. And go over there and give my cousin's channel a look-see. And like I said, I think he's going to have some more farming videos coming along this year. So go ahead and subscribe. You'll never know what the notification might throw up your way one day to go look at on his channel. Thanks, everybody. Bye now.